50 years ago, we played a gig right here on this stage. Well, we played several gigs right here on this stage. Wouldn't it be cool, like you said, to come full circle and do another gig at the Landers?
The Landers Theater is now home to Springfield Little Theater, but 50 years ago, a now world-famous band called the Landers their home.
First time we played here, we were Family Tree. Then we went off and made a record. The next time we played here, we were the Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
Right. But why did they choose the Landers?
We were sort of getting some interest around town because we had original songs, so we thought, let's actually do a kind of a big time venue, and this theater was maybe dormant at that time. I don't know if we paid anything to come here and set up and play, but we put on the show here on this stage in March of 1972 with Granny's Bathwater, another local group that I'd actually been a part of in the very beginning, and we charged $1 or $1.50, something like that. And we were astonished because it was packed.
Big crowds and sold-out shows were something the band would get used to as their popularity grew, and they developed a fan base that today spans several generations.
I used to walk up and go, my mom and dad used to play your records all the time. Now I'm going to college and I bought a ticket and I'm coming to hear you. Now it's my grandma and grandpa used to play you, and now I love your music. So yeah, we're into a third generation of fans.
Yeah, really. I mean, somebody came up and said, man, Chicken Train was my favorite song as a kid. And he's like 50.
The Daredevils attribute their diverse fan base on streaming services like Apple Music and Spotify, as well as their unique sound.
I also think that we kind of cross the genre line, because we're not a country band, we're not a rock band, we're just the Ozark Mountain Daredevils, and that is basically a gigantic warehouse of a lot of individual songs.
With such a large fan base, the thought of getting on stage can be nerve-wracking, even with 5 decades of experience.
I still get stage fright.
I do too.
10 minutes before you go on, you're still going, I still get nervous.
I do too.
But that just kind of feeds the fire.
But when all is said and done, a little bit of stage fright is not the hardest part of life on the road.
It's the other 23 hours of the day that, where you're traveling from here to there. That's where it becomes difficult.
Yeah, they don't pay us to play music, they pay us to travel.
Those difficulties have led to some doubts and questions over the band's long career.
But there are many times during the day on the road after 10 days out, you're in the middle of, Saskatchewan or someplace. I mean, so many thousands of times in my life with this band, I've wondered, is there anything else I should be doing besides this?
Even with the nerves that come with performing, the stage lights are what get them to the other side of the tunnel.
Then the next thing you know, you're on stage that evening, and all those thoughts just go away.
And with 50 years under their belt, the band has had plenty of time to think about what their long career that has had plenty of ups and downs means to them.
To me, it's just a 5 and a 0. But when you look at it in the measurement of time, like Soup said, it's half a century. And we've been doing the same thing for half a century. And we're still happy to do it.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Not everybody can say that.
Now, the Ozark Mountain Daredevils are celebrating that 5 and that 0 with the trip back home to where it all began.
The Landers is sort of a sacred place for us. It's where we started with the idea that we could be maybe bigger than just a living room.
Or a bar band.